Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan here at the table with me, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And over on the sidelines tonight, Allie LaForce. And how about we check the numbers for Zach LaVine?
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Now Sacramento starting 5. DeRozan out there with Domantas Sabonis. Then it's Ellis. Then it's Zach LaVine. And it's Westbrook in at the point. And for the Grizzlies, we've got Wells. Zach Edey out there with Jackson. Then there's Ja Morant. One thing to watch tonight, RJ, both these teams are great passing the ball. They really rack up the assists.
These are the type of teams you want to play for, because you know what? If you pass it, the ball will find you again.
Inside. Great D that time from Westbrook. And so Westbrook will bring it up for Sacramento. Pass to Sabonis. Here's LaVine. And here's Westbrook. Fires the three. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. Morant with it. Sabonis defending. Wells with it. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Shot clock at 5. Here's Morant. And it's good. With time running down on the shot clock.
Heave that one up there and hope for the best. Nothing wrong with that. Morant, sometimes you just got to rely on your talent.
About a minute played so far here in the first. And this Grizzlies organization, Greg, not afraid to innovate.
Yeah, we see that with the offense they've implemented. Different from just about any other team in the league. Rather than pick and roll, it's much more predicated on off-ball shifts and cutting.
They get it back. For 3, LaVine, and he's good on the 3-ball.
We've seen the evolution of LaVine as a three-point shooter. He's gained the confidence behind the arc, and he makes an impact there consistently.
Now here's Jackson. And as you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. We've known about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defensive acumen, but GA much improved as a scorer as well.
Yeah, range out beyond the arc, and his handle, I think it's underrated. One of the top two-way bigs in our league.
And the first one drops. So, RJ, when you think about Jaren Jackson, defense is the first thing that comes to mind, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Triple J is a force. He's a perennial candidate for all defensive honors, and I'm glad I didn't have to shoot on this guy.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
That's fortunate to pull even, but you know he wanted more.
Into his mid-30s, the veteran DeMar DeRozan holding up well, Greg.
And such a consistent presence for his team. DeMar plays at his own speed, and he has mastered the art of the mid-range.
Monk's checked in for Sacramento. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk with Memphis' head coach for a minute. We talked about Domantas Sabonis, specifically what makes him so hard to guard. Coach told me his basketball IQ and just the way he sees the floor. He just seems to know where to be at all times. And defensively, that's difficult to match up against. They'll need to find a way to contain Sabonis here in this one. Back to you guys.
All right, Allie, thank you. Jackson, a screen on Monk. To the inside, and Jackson throws it down hard.
The more time Jackson spins at the rim, the better. His length is a deciding factor in this game.
Back to LaVine. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. LaVine's got 5.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. You will gladly take those.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Now Ellis. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Outside, Levine. Clock at 4. It's deflected, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Eubanks, he's checked in for Sabonis. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Caldwell Pope passes to Landale. Pass to Morant. Back to Landale. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
And Landale, no good on that one. Caldwell Pope against Carter. Sabonis, and slam dunk by Sabonis.
And although an undersized center, more than making up for it with some serious hops.
Caldwell Pope for 3. That shot is off. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Kings lead by 1. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And when you consider how the Kings are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, it's clearly a focus for them in this one, and no question that all the second chance looks are paying off.
Oh my goodness, what a play!
Putting on a show, Jackson Jr. showing you what a big man can do with the rim.
And that's a great look at that slam from our AT&T Connected Cam. And Schroeder's got the ball here for the Kings. They trail by 1. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Nuggets at Ball Arena in Denver. That will conclude a 5-game road trip for them. So, Greg, in the offseason, the Kings made it a priority to address their need at point guard.
I mean, they had multiple combo guards on the roster, but lacked a true lead guard. And they realized they needed someone who could run the offense, hoping Dennis Schroeder can fill that role.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Carter, that's good.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
And so the timeout here called by Thomas Isolo. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. In for Williams. Sacramento also making some changes. DeRozan comes in for Carter. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. So it's the Grizzlies now. Pass to Aldama. Memphis moving that ball around. They set the pick. Just 5 on the clock. And that one is stuffed right through.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
Richard the dynamic Ja Morant. He is an absolute fan and broadcaster favorite.
I'm trying to think of a more exciting player than Ja Morant, and I'm coming up short. Ja doesn't just make plays, he makes memories.
Now here's DeRozan. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, guys, a lot of excitement about the upcoming 2026 draft class, but quietly, some scouts voicing early concern about the quality of prospects in the class of 27. Now, there's still time for players to emerge, but expect this to impact the way teams value those picks.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. Shams, thank you very much for the report. First free throw is good. Now the Grizzlies are one of 8 remaining teams, Richard, in search of their first NBA championship.
And the closest they've gotten was that grit and grind era, when they made it as far as the Western Conference Finals in 2013. But can they get back to that level?
Zach LaVine's checked in for Sharge, and he can't hit the second.
I like the leadership DeMar DeRozan provides for his team. He's a steady veteran presence out there on that floor. He can motivate his guys even in really tough moments.
Here's Edey. 8 points his last outing. Westbrook with the steal. Pass to Monk. One-on-one fast break. Sacramento again missing. Wells in the corner. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Jackson. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
This is where you want Jackson Jr. going to town. He's got a nice soft touch around the rim.
Sabonis kicks to Monk. Back to Sabonis. Monk outside. Over Wells. The shot by Monk is no good.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. From outside the arc, Sacramento grabs the miss. Sabonis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Westbrook dishes to DeRozan. 36 seconds left to play in the first half. Driving to the basket. It's sent back by Edey. For 3, LaVine. It's rebounded by Memphis. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Sacramento.
And even though they were the better team overall, they actually lost the season series against this club a year ago.
Now here's Morant. In the center of things, Morant.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
From deep 3-point territory. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's the Grizzlies up by 5. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports.
Please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the third half-court set. Rumble, please. They're thinking about the shot. Give it up for our contestant.
Welcome. All right, guys, let's break it down. It has not been the ideal start for the Sacramento Kings.
In a game this close, you want to attack the paint.
Get yourself some easy looks. Get to the line, man. Get to the line.
Yeah, they become addicted to the jump shooting. We have seen teams win that way, but inconsistently.
All right, now, still early on, but let's check out the Western Conference standings.
Check out the Kings. They've played below average basketball coming out the gates. They were hoping for more. They were talking a good game in the preseason, but they have not backed it up. Like you never back anything up, Ernie.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Nice game, great performance by Jaren Jackson.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
The Kings trail by 5 on the court for Sacramento. We've got Russell Westbrook, DeRozan out there with Domantas Sabonis, then it's Ellis, and it's Levine in at the small forward position. Now here's Ellis. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Levine, puts it up. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. Memphis leading by 5. Hey Greg, they dropped the interim tag for Doug Christie, as he's now the permanent head coach of the Kings.
Well, we'll have to see how permanent that is. The 5th head coach in the last 7 years. That seat is always high in Sacramento.
And it's DeRozan missing.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Sabonis with the steal. To the middle. And the rejection by Jackson.
That's not how you want to come out of the break. 3 straight misses. They need to settle in quick.
The Kings trail by 5. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Levine wide open. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. Levine's got the first points of the 3rd quarter up on the board for Sacramento. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Kevin. In an era of title race-making, it's noteworthy that the grit and grind Grizzlies of the 2010s are properly celebrated. While they never made it past the Western Conference Finals, their physical style, built around Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, Tony Allen, and Mike Conley, built a lasting legacy in Memphis. Back to you.
Thank you, Allie.
Mind the lanes. What's up? The explosiveness of Morant is just incredible. His motor and work ethic are both tremendous as well.
Ellis outside. Back to Westbrook. Levine looking around. And Levine throws it down.
One of the best dunkers of this era. Levine loves to put on a show.
And Morant's got the ball here for the Memphis Grizzlies. 3-point lead. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. That one doesn't drop. Sacramento's gone 4 of 8 tonight from 3-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. You know, RJ, when you think of the top scorers in the NBA, Zach Levine can get overlooked.
Yeah, Levine's career scoring average is over 20 points a game. We're talking about under 100 guys have done that in league history.
Now here's Morant. He's got 7. Morant bullies his way inside.
He gets a lot of defensive attention, but Morant, he can expect this type of rough scene anytime he takes it inside.
So here's Westbrook. And Doug Christie wants a timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, they need to regroup and maybe try and draw something up that can get them a clean look at the basket.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Sacramento also making some changes. Sharge checked in for DeRozan. Monk comes in for Ellis. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. .58 seconds left to play in the third. Took the opportunity when he saw it. 12 points for Zach LaVine. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. Pass to Conchar. There's a screen by Aldama. And Aldama slams it in.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
And here are the Kings now. Grizzlies making the shot. Here's Sabonis. Schroeder outside. Clock at 6. Takes it from 10. And it's good off the back rim and in.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Here's Aldama. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Down low. It's tipped. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Grizzlies lead by 3. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
That wasn't a better pass in the game, almost like he had a sixth sense.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Vince Williams out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then it's Santi Aldama. Then there's Jaren Jackson. And it's Landale in at center. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Westbrook. Landale grabs the miss. Caldwell-Pope against Monk. Jackson has the open look. A three-pointer, no good. The Kings trail by 5 to the paint. Sharge finds DeRozan. Banked in off the glass.
And they're showing much more focus here in the second half. More effort as well. And their offense starting to show signs of life.
And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. And we have a timeout called by Tomas Isolo. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. And some changes here for the Kings. Sabonis, he's checked in for Eubanks. Bean comes in for Saric. And it's Ellis in for Malik Monk. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. Head coach of the Grizzlies had some words for his team over the break. Coach had a direct message for the team saying no matter the lead, no NBA game is ever over. Do not let your guard down. We'll see if they hold on.
Thank you once again, Allie. Now here's Morant. Five to shoot. Puts up a deep three. Does not go. The Kings trail by 3. Here's DeRozan. No good. That would have tied it.
And sometimes on defense, you could just get lucky.
DeRozan pulls it down.
Really thought he had this one. And the defense, they were giving it to him.
Levine. Down it goes for 3.
He is just so clutch, saving his best for when the pressure is at its highest.
Now here's Wells. He's guarded by Ellis. Edie, big time jam. He was ready to receive and deliver.
Sharing the rock. Part of what makes John Morant such a fantastic player is his ability to pass.
Now here's DeRozan. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Sabonis.
You can see how hungry Sabonis is to help out his team. Whatever they need, this man will fight for it.
It's Morant. Westbrook rips down the rebound. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. DeRozan. And trying for the go-ahead basket. Doesn't go in. Launches it. And there's the 3.
The team first mindset of Jackson, willing to get the ball to his open guys.
Here's DeRozan. 59 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Westbrook. Ellis on top. Covered by Wells. Outside DeRozan. 5 on the clock. Here's Westbrook. Edie with the steal. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
Morant scanning the floor. Jackson outside for 3. The shot misses. And we got a timeout called by Doug Christie. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. And wants their best move at this point.
And if you can get a 3, shoot it. Otherwise, get the quick 2 and a foul.
Yeah, time is the enemy at this point, so I think I'd go for the tie and avoid playing the foul game.
about the three right here.
We'll see what they draw up. Three-pointer is a must.
And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
It's Morant. And they go to the intentional foul.
Personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Memphis. Two shots.
Shooting two.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Timeout called by the Kings. 9 seconds left in the game. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
Trying to stay alive, they've got to work quickly.
Yeah, no time to waste. They basically have to execute things perfectly from here on out.
Westbrook fires. And get the three. So a close game sees Memphis take this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
Let's send it over to Allie LaForce. She's standing by with our player of the game.
Jaron, you've shown yourself to be an impact player at both ends of the floor. But is defense where it starts?
Yeah, you know, the talking keeps me active, just being able to move my feet, being able to stay low on defense, you know, all those things keep you engaged. And when you do those things, you can make a big impact as the anchor of the team. And, you know, everybody else, they take pride in defense. So if I'm working with everybody else, it's great.
Thanks, Jaron. Congrats on your success.
Terrific job, Allie. Thank you so much. That was enjoyable. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Along with Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you so much for watching tonight's presentation. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game